The Boston Celtics beat the Golden State Warriors in overtime here at TD Garden. 121-118 is your final score. But Jayson Tatum finished with a team-high 34 points, 7 turnovers, including Bobby, one that almost cost him the game. I am Josue Pavon. He is Bobby Manning. Recapping what went down here at TD Garden. Bobby, how do you call it? Obviously, Jaylen Brown was the one that hit the big three-pointer that ended up leading this game into overtime. Without that shot, I'm not quite sure the Celtics win this game. But without that Tatum turnover, I mean, is it fair to say that they almost lost this game because of Tatum?
Yeah, they would have had the chance to go ahead there in regulation if he didn't turn the ball over after that. Horford blocks, several turnovers in this game, all same style.
Right.
After forcing a turnover himself, his 3 steals in this game, it almost went the other way, and then he would give it right back to Curry more often than not. The one at halftime had a big impact on this game too, where Curry hit that ridiculous half-court shot. So a loose game from Tatum, threw away a pass into a passing lane at one point. It's tough to give away possessions in a game that's close.
Right.
So you put that on him. But for him to work around it, I'm going to give him more credit than I think most people out of this game. 19 rebounds, few on the offensive glass. Those obviously made big differences in this game across the board, the way the Celtics won this game. And then that great play late where he lined up Wiggins. The old Tatum would have ISO'd, pulled up, stepped back, but he threw the ball to Smart, screened, got downhill on the roll, and drew 2 free throws late in this game. So can I say it canceled out? 50-50?
I think that's fair to say.
The good and the bad, I think, canceled out for Tatum.
Especially because of the way he performed in that overtime, which, of course, the Celtics grabbed the lead. And even though the Golden State Warriors did make it interesting, they technically had a chance to tie this game and send it into a second overtime. But the three-point shot was off the mark. And this segment is brought to you by our good friends over at HelloFresh. Head over to HelloFresh.com/Garden21, where you can get 21 free meals just by signing up, and they got a little bit of everything that you're looking for, whether you're into vegetarian diet, whether you're into a little bit of seafood, you want the proteins, chicken, meat, beef, they got you covered. Head over to HelloFresh.com/Garden21. That's HelloFresh.com/Garden21, and you get free shipping just for watching us. Let's talk again about this overtime, or let's continue our conversation about this overtime before we wrap up this recap here. What did you see in that extra period? Like, how are they able to separate themselves from the Golden State Warriors in a way that they just couldn't do in those first 3 quarters?
Getting stops, defense, good in the overtime. Switching, I like the lineup they threw out there with Horford at center, Tatum and Brown. They got smaller as the game went on, and you had Brogdon out there too. And I talked to Brogdon one-on-one in the locker room after the game. I said, what are you guys saying to each other out there? You're down 11 in the second half. You're behind. Like, what are you saying? He says, stay the course, keep defending. He said we're only 2-3 missed Warriors threes away from getting back in this game. So I'm sure the mentality was similar in overtime. Piling up stops, taking a 4-point lead early. It's the first lead the Celtics had since the second quarter. That half-court shot we just mentioned put the Celtics down for the whole second half. So a few good baskets from Smart, who I liked, getting a fadeaway inside over some mismatches, and then Jaylen, who, as you said, huge in the second half, overtime after a slow start. That gave them a cushion, and then they were able to close it out.
The Celtics Warriors recap is also brought to you by our good friends over at Rocket Money. Head over to rocketmoney.com/garden. Get rid of those unwanted subscriptions. Save yourself hundreds of dollars. And also, learn a little bit more about being fiscally responsible. That's what they do for you in terms of budgeting and making sure that you're saving all your money and also taking care of your money. So head over to rocketmoney.com/garden to find out more. That's rocketmoney.com/garden to find out more. More on Jayson Tatum. The one play that sticks out to me, and I talked about it a lot during the Celtics postgame show, was that one-on-one against Steph Curry. I mean, look, the 7 turnovers. He obviously wasn't efficient in scoring. Had trouble getting to the rim. Why do the Warriors seem to sort of know the criteria or the formula of how to defend Jayson Tatum, and how can we see him bounce back against other superior teams, other superior defenses?
I think a lot of it's movement. They got to be able to clear the paint with some off-ball movement. Spacing important too. He got off the ball, as we talked about there, rolling, cutting. Having Brogdon out there made a big difference too. It was a good adjustment going smaller with a guy like that over Grant, who got switched off the floor easily in terms of not being able to generate open threes with that screening action, and then White, who tried hard, I thought, to get into the paint but couldn't. So that was the problem for the Celtics early. The Warriors are going to keep showing 2 in there. You talked about the shot over Curry. It's only the shots that are available to him because Draymond's going to be right there in the paint. waiting for him if he drives. And Warriors did that successfully all night. They adjusted late, hit threes. He found Horford. He found Brown for a shot that he missed in the corner, and then Smart found Brown for the game-tying three. So you need that spacing.
Yeah.
You need the threes. I know the threes drive us crazy, but against a team like this, you got to keep shooting. You got to keep finding those open shots. And that's the only way you're going to get a guy like Tatum free in the lane for that nice little floater in the fourth there.
Did he get a little too comfortable with Charlotte's defense? I mean, 2 games in 2
that's
days,
easy.
you
That's
dropped
easy.
51 points. I mean, he figured them out. And credit to Jayson Tatum. I mean, that's showing signs of his maturity in terms of how to be one of the power offensive players in this league. And figuring teams out is a big part of that. But when you go up against a team like the Warriors, I mean, that's when you get the real test, right?
For sure. And he adjusted well. I'm going to give him more credit than most.
Right.
He finally gets it off his back. Maybe there'll be more comfort next time, less pressure. He did say post-game they felt the importance of that rematch, the weight of it in that first Warriors game. And you saw it. They didn't play any good basketball in that game. In this game tonight, there's a ton you love, there's a ton you hate. You come out a winner.
Absolutely, and that's what happened here at TD Garden. The Celtics topped the Golden State Warriors 121-118 in overtime. And this recap is also brought to you by our good friends over at Athletic Greens. Head over to athleticgreens.com/garden. Get a year's supply of AG1. You also get 5 travel packs of vitamin D just for watching the Garden Report and taking care of your health. You take this daily. Really easy. You put it into a cup of water. Start your day. I mean, well, you drink it first, and then you start your day, and you make sure that you make that your daily routine. And I guarantee you'll start feeling better. So do not wait if you haven't signed up already. Head over to athleticgreens.com/garden. That's athleticgreens.com/garden. For Bobby Manning, I am Josue Pavon. We got plenty of more coming at you from TD Gardens. The Celtics top the champion Golden State Warriors 121-118. A lot more coming up. Stay tuned.